Extra credit. Oh man, what can I say about you? I could honestly say a lot, but I'll just start with I used to respect you, man. You seemed like a good enough channel. I honestly don't keep up with any channels, I just watch what's there. And you popped up on my feed every once in a while, and I held some respect for you up until this recent controversy, I guess we'll call it. So you said that basically video games are normalizing Nazis, but the thing is, it's sort of not. Video games are escapism, and since they're escapism, people don't normally tend to think about mundane reality crap while playing a game. You see, when I play a game, I'm not really caring about what kind of character I'm playing as. I could play as a woman. I could play as a deformed fucking animal if I like, for all I care, you know? It doesn't matter what you're playing as in a video game unless you're specifically buying a video game for a character you can play as. Like, so if, say if I'm buying, let's just say Smash Bros, right? And I was advertised I'd be getting Nintendo characters in my Smash Bros game. I'd be hyped. It's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting Nintendo characters. Now, if I buy the game and it turns out there are no Nintendo characters and instead they have Microsoft, Sony, Capcom, Sega characters, geez, I don't know how I'd react. Like, on one hand, I'd probably be like, well, this is fucking crazy. I wasn't expecting this shit. Like, this is a conglomeration of, like, corporations that normally would have nothing to do with one another. Like, here they all are working together, making this, like, crazy good game. But at the same time, I'd be like, what the hell, dude? Where are my Nintendo characters? I bought this game expecting to play as a Nintendo character, and I'm not playing as any Nintendo characters. There's not even an AI Nintendo character that I could beat the shit out of. Like, so no Nintendo characters in PvP or PvE, I'd just be like, what the hell, dude? This is not what I expected. Now, you come out here with this talk about World War II games and how you shouldn't get to play as the Axis powers or some shit. So, like, that's. Okay, here's the thing. If this were a World War II game set on, like, the Pacific Theater, so, like, say it's only the Americans and Japanese fighting, then I do not want to see a Nazi in my World War II game because they do not fucking belong in Japan because that would not be historically accurate. Like, I mean, sure, they could add in Germans and shit just for the sake of having the Axis powers be fully represented. But at the same time, I'd be like, this is completely wrong. I want to play as a Japanese dude with my Mosin Nagant, and I want to fucking shoot up the Americans before they bomb my beautiful country, you know? It's not about reality. It's about escaping reality and putting yourselves into a different perspective. And sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes you just want to fucking let loose and just do whatever the hell you want without any repercussions, you know? Sometimes people play games just because it's fun. Just because they don't have to think about everyday crap like politics or agenda pushing. Oh man, it's so dumb. Look it. If a developer wants to put politics in their games, then so be it. We can't stop them. We're not the developers, they are. So if we don't like the agendas that they're pushing or the politics, the politics that they're putting into their games, then all we have to do is not buy the game, and those that support the game will buy that shit up. But the thing is with modern gaming is that most of the developers or publishers are falling to the vocal minority. And since they've decided to pander to the lowest common denominator, what we're experiencing right now in video games is that These developers are starting to push agendas that I'm honestly sure that they don't even believe themselves. I believe that they're just pushing these agendas and politics just for money's sake. They believe that this vocal minority actually plays games, and I won't deny that maybe some of them do, but at the same time, while they may play games, they are a vocal minority. And it's not wrong for the developers to listen to their consumers. In fact, I usually advocate that shit because it could only do good. But when they start trying to pander to just people that get angry at every little thing, we start getting developers that no longer have any freedom, no artistic freedom. They have no expression anymore because they're forced to, well, pander, you know? They don't want to get in trouble, so they make a game as safe as possible so that they piss off as little people as possible. And that's really the biggest issue that I have. People bringing up little shit just to get angry about, you know? They just pick at things here and there that aren't even really big deals, and they start ruining things. Developers should have the freedom to express themselves, because honestly, I believe that the point of reality is for us to express our true authentic selves. So if we start limiting the creativity of developers, well, one, they won't be expressing themselves, and two, we'll be getting lackluster products. If you honestly don't agree with the shit that you buy, then don't buy that shit. And if other people don't agree with the politics or agendas being pushed, just like how you don't agree, then they won't purchase it either. And if the majority of people don't purchase something, then, well, the developers or company, whatever, they're gonna see that people don't like that crap. And they're not gonna push that shit anymore. So if it were really that big of a deal that people, well, don't have a choice in the characters that they play as, well, I think that more games would be granting the ability to actually choose, you know? And well, your solution to this whole problem isn't really a good one. And if you want my solution for this crap, it would honestly be to not buy the games, because you honestly do have a choice in this reality. The way that you frame things, the way that you perceive things, is that you do not have a choice. And I do get your side, because you bought this game, apparently not knowing what you were getting yourself into. So you bought this game expecting, I don't even know what you were expecting. Well, whatever you were expecting, it is not what you got. So now you perceive your reality as having no choice. You don't have a choice in selecting which characters you play as in these specific games that you've chosen, and I can see why you'd be upset. To be honest with you, when I was 7 and I didn't get to play as a Nazi, I would get upset. You know, I just liked how they yelled and shit, and they reminded me of Darth Vader. Pretty cool. So with a childish mindset like that, I can understand why you would be upset at not getting to play as, well, whatever you were expecting to play as. You don't need to censor the majority of games in order to, well, create a safe space for yourself. Your view of reality can be molded by yourself. You don't need others to help mold reality for you. If you want to mold your own reality, you can do so by, well, limiting the games that you purchase. All you gotta do is buy the safe games. All you gotta do is buy games that fit your view of reality. Because obviously you view games as reality, because you obviously don't view games as escapism. A majority of people in this reality can tell fact from fiction. It's a power that the consciousness grants us the ability to perceive. Yet for some reason, you neglect to use your power of perception. And I just hope that one day You gain the eyes to see.